everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would do a Q&A session combined with some artificial flower arranging in this beautiful pot or vase. I have taken note of some questions which I had been asked in some of the comments on my other videos. So let's get started. So I guess the first thing to say is hi, my name is Shona and I'm in my 30s and I have a young daughter who's 6 years old, and I live with my daughter and my husband in Scotland, in the UK. I met my husband in the later years of high school, so we've been together a good few years. We've been through so much together, and we have a beautiful daughter who we both love dearly. I'm just going to push this back a little so you can see this little daisy up here. Now these flowers are artificial, of course. And one of the questions I've been asked is why I came to start a YouTube channel. I first discovered ASMR around 10 years ago now. It's something which I always had these tingling sensations when I watched people perhaps in a shop browsing or heard a very pleasant noise, but I never could explain what the sensation was. And then I came across ASMR. I did a bit of research into it and found some YouTube content creators, and I've always been quite an anxious person, you know, my mind racing, and it's difficult to sleep sometimes because I'm overthinking things in my head. And additionally, I have a medical condition which has caused me to suffer slight hearing loss on one side, and I suffer with tinnitus, which is a constant ringing in one ear. And this can be difficult to live with, because sometimes it's all you can hear. You never hear just the sound of complete silence. So, I never always had this condition. I was only diagnosed with it maybe 6 years ago. But I have found ASMR sounds to be so calming and useful as a sleep aid. I have some sleep headphones, which is like a band which goes round your head. These are flat earphones or headphones, and I can wear that and listen to some soothing sounds, and it's really helped me find my peace. So it's been quite a big part of my daily life for many years, and my goal for this channel is to help others find calmness and hopefully some relief, whether that be for anxiety, stress, or perhaps some kind of medical issue similar to mine. The next question I've been asked is, what are my biggest achievements in life? I think there are many achievements that you can attribute to different parts of your life, you know. Overall, of course, I would say my daughter and my husband, and I'm fortunate enough to have a wonderful, close family. And to me, I think that is the greatest achievement that anyone can have. It's just to be happy. In a wider sense, educationally, I have an honours degree in chemistry, I decided I didn't want to work in that field. I wasn't really keen on lab work as a career, but the degree has helped me find routes into other areas of employment. I work in a project-based environment now, and I do enjoy it. The best thing about my role is that it allows flexible working, so I get to spend a lot of time with my daughter, and I can work from home often too. So it means I can be there for school pick up and drop off, which is lovely. Since having my daughter, I have become a lot less career focused. I worked in scientific industries for a number of years, but the role involved shift work, and you had to work holidays such as Christmas, and I just decided I didn't want to be always working away, missing all these important occasions. So I changed career into project work, which I actually really enjoy. And as I say, the flexibility is fabulous. Next, question was TV and movies. So I'm a big comedy fan. I think my Netflix list is probably loaded with comedy shows. I don't really watch much, because during the day my daughter has control and obviously there's certain shows that you can't watch when there's a child around. But I love classic comedy shows like The American Office. That's one of my absolute favourites. I could just watch it and have watched it again and again. The UK one was really good too. Ricky Gervais is an excellent comedian, very talented. I like things like Friends, what else on Netflix? I did get the chance to watch White Lotus recently. That's probably the latest series that I've finished. I thought that was excellent. Very weird. Very weird storyline. But yeah, really good. I've enjoyed all of those actually. Comedy movies again are probably my go-to movie. I love anything with Adam Sandler, and again I think he's very talented, and a lot of his movies are sickly sweet and very similar, but again I think they're comforting. Music-wise, I like independent rock type music such as Oasis. I'm going to the Oasis concert this year. I was a big fan of the band in my youth, so a group of my friends are going to see them. I really like country, like the latest wave of kind of pop country that we seem to have in the UK right now. I really enjoy that. That sort of style of music. Artists that I've seen live. I saw Oasis many, many years ago. More recently, I went to see Shania Twain with my friends. She was excellent. Sam Smith. Pink. She was also excellent in concert, and I really like her music. I think she's one of those artists that you know so many of her songs, but they don't immediately come to mind, but then you hear them and you recognise it. So I think she's great too. I like a broad range of music. I like older stuff. And I like newer stuff from the likes of Billie Eilish. I think she's excellent. Yeah. I have a very broad taste. And I'm not a fan of one band in particular, you know. I like all different kinds of music. Next question was, have I had any injuries? Actually, I'm lucky enough to never have broken a bone or anything like that. I have had one operation, which was a caesarean section with my daughter. I had quite a traumatic birth with my daughter. And it ended in an emergency C-section. Luckily, it all went well and I recovered really well, and my daughter was perfectly fine. So I have been very lucky in that respect. What do I look for in new friends? I think people that are down to earth, don't take themselves too seriously, listen to what others have to say and not boasting or talking about themselves the entire time. Kind. And they've got to have a sense of humour, because I do like to laugh. My best friend is, or has been, my best friend for many, many years. I met her in primary school. I think it was around primary 2 or 3, which is about 7 or 8 years old in the UK. And I have been best friends with her ever since. She's just such a selfless, thoughtful, funny, real girl. And we'll be friends forever. I'm one of those people where I prefer to have a small, close-knit group of friends rather than several hundred almost friends, you know. I would say that I am an introvert. I'm not overly loud or can lack a bit of confidence at times. Tend to think about things before I speak. Though I can still let my hair down at a girls' night out. I don't have any tattoos, which was another question. I did get my belly button pierced way back, about 20 years or so ago now. Well, maybe 15. I think actually, yes. And yeah, I was young. At the time it was really trendy to have. I definitely do not have the figure to be showing it off anymore with my mum tum. I actually took it out when I was pregnant. It was was one of those parts of my youth that I hung on to. And then when I was pregnant, I thought, no, let's let it go. Let it go. So it's probably closed up now. Other than that, I don't have any tattoos. Just haven't really thought of something that I would want to have forever tattooed on my skin. Obviously, I could get something relating to my daughter, but yeah, I do like tattoos. I think they can look really cool on the right person, but I just don't think I'm the type of person who would suit them. But you never know. My favourite ASM artists. I started, of course, watching the big guns. So, artists such as Whispers Red, Maria Gentle Whispering, ASMR Darling. I think they were the 3 first artists that I discovered, and well, I'm sure I don't need to say anything because anyone who is into ASMR will know these names. They have just done such a great job of bringing ASMR to the population, raising awareness of it, and being so creative, especially ASMR Darling. Some of her roleplay videos are, I don't know where she comes up with the ideas, but they're brilliant. I think I seen one recently where she was pretending to be sort of high on something, and she was doing these repeated voice, like repeatedly saying certain words and lines, and it was just, how did she think of this? Yeah, she's obviously been doing it for a long time, and she's excellent at it. But yeah, so creative. I also enjoy Tingly ASMR. She just has the most calming, soft voice. I think accents really appeal to me. I really love Mary Southern sounds. She's just so relaxing to listen to and so real. I really like her channel. Rebecca's Beautifully ASMR Addiction. She has some fantastic like store walkthrough videos she does various types of video. Yeah, I really enjoy her content too. I'm a fan of Tranquil Tones ASMR. Some more a UK based artist. Again, I just enjoy listening to her talking about like shopping hauls, things like that. And she's now doing really well with her channel. I'm not so keen on anything with really long nails. I don't mind fake nails, you know, but not huge ones. It kind of puts me off. I prefer just to have natural nails. I think it's more realistic. I much prefer like real ASMR which hasn't been edited much. I'm not a fan of over-edited or overproduced videos. I think it can desensitize any tingles that you get from it. I prefer just simple ASMR videos with real sounds. My favourite foods, all-time favourite, is pasta. Any kind of pasta. I am a carb girl. Yeah, any pasta dish. I have yet to come across one which I haven't liked. Although, I don't really like seafood. I like fish, but not things like oysters, mussels, prawns. I don't like anything like that. So I probably wouldn't eat that as a pasta, to be fair. Cheese and bread. Love cheese and bread. You know, like the whole Mediterranean type food. Actually, the best food that I've ever had on a holiday was in Greece, on the island of Corfu. And the food there was just, the tomatoes were, I mean, they must have been about the size of this flower here, and they just tasted amazing. And again, it was just simple foods, you know, like bitter bread, dips, tzatziki dip, and there was always these salads, and they just had everything in them, like figs and beautiful tomatoes, and it was just so fresh and, yeah, delicious. I would love to go back there and eat. Yeah, chocolate, of course, is my treat of choice. I'm a big fan of Lindt chocolate. I don't really care for white chocolate. To me it isn't chocolate at all, it's just sugar. I don't mind dark chocolate, but it's not my preference. And as I say, fresh bread, you just can't beat freshly baked bread. I also like Indian style food. Not too spicy, but I can tolerate a bit of spice. I love tacos. And as I say, I'm not an overly fussy eater. I will eat anything except seafood. Blue cheese is a no-no. And I eat some meat, but just chicken mostly. Occasionally bacon, and very, very rarely a steak. Maybe like twice a year, if that. My favourite things to do when I'm not with my little one. I like to run. I try and run 5 kilometres at least most days. Sometimes it's quite difficult in Scotland because the weather is very variable. It rains a lot and, well, it's pretty cold for much of the year. But I just love getting out in the fresh air, even if it is raining, and running. It helps to calm your mind and it just makes you feel so much better. I enjoy ASMR, of course. Right now I'm loving being out in the garden. I'm trying to do the garden. We're trying to do it ourselves and it's a lot of hard work. Recently we built our own fence, which was a challenge. And as I say, back-breaking, but the satisfaction when you see it completed, it's great. So I love being out in the garden. I love cooking. Not every day, but I do enjoy cooking. Like anything DIY, home decor, projects around the home. I absolutely love just being in the car. I just love driving. I always have. I loved road trips, and my husband and I used to do that often. We've been on many road trips before we had our daughter. driven from Scotland to the south of France. We have driven across California, done the Golden Triangle from San Francisco to Los Angeles to Las Vegas. That was the most incredible holiday I've ever had. And my dream would be to drive across America and see all the different states, as each one has its own specific landscapes, and it's just, I really want to go to Oregon next, as the coastline there just looks magical. And I'd also like to see the northeast of the United States. I have been to New York, but I would like to explore out with that and perhaps see Boston, Niagara Falls, New England. We've road tripped in Florida, so we started in Orlando, drove down the Florida Keys, past Miami again. A fantastic holiday. We're hoping to visit Lake Garda in Italy this year. I have been to Rome and Venice in Italy, and they were incredible cities. So I would like to see more. Living in Scotland, it's very easy to explore Europe, so I have travelled many places in Europe. On my bucket list, I think I would like to go to Hawaii, the northeast of the United States, as I mentioned. And I've never yet been to Asia, so I'd love to see Japan, Singapore, and actually Thailand. I think I would quite like to visit there. There's just so many places in the world, aren't there? So many beautiful places, and it's difficult to pick out where you would like to go. But road trips are kind of off the cards until my daughter's a bit older, because it wouldn't be much fun for her travelling long distances. But they're only young for a while. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and it's maybe given you a bit of an insight into me and my life. Please let me know your comments below, and I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel. I am just starting out on YouTube and learning as I go. I think over time I will try and upgrade my equipment and editing software if my channel progresses enough to to warrant that. I would like to start trialing some different types of video, maybe some roleplay style videos. I have a few ideas for that. Yeah, but thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate your support, and I'll see you next time.